Then, a person with blue hair prepares for an incoming attack as the aggressor declares they will start by beating them up. The blue-haired person exhibits a determined expression as an impact effect radiates past them. A quick leg strike connects forcefully with another person's lower leg, causing an impact. Two attackers are launched into the air in surprise, while the blue-haired person remains calmly seated on a bench. The gray-haired attacker receives a devastating blow to the face, resulting in blood splatters. One attacker screams in pain, lying on the ground, while the other yells in frustration as the blue-haired person stands over them. The blue-haired person stands tall over the injured attacker on the ground, who exclaims in shock about blood. The injured attacker clutches their bloody face, moaning in pain after the brutal assault. A figure's face is cast in shadow, with only one eye visible and a purple glow on their hair. The injured attacker lies on the ground, eyes wide with shock and pain, clutching their ear. The injured attacker attempts to flee in panic, cursing as they turn to look back. The injured attacker rapidly sprints away, disappearing through an open doorway. Two bystanders look astonished, wondering what just happened and remarking on how fast the person ran away. An astonished attacker confronts the calm blue-haired person named Jijan, demanding to know who they are and calling them crazy. The shaved-head boy reveals that Jijan sent Taksu to the hospital, which shocks the freckled boy, while the blue-haired boy listens. The blue-haired boy tells the shaved-head boy he is different and much cooler than he had thought. The freckled boy, looking distressed, states that the bastard coming to find someone is a sign of danger, causing the shaved-head boy to question him. A dialogue explains that Kim Jin-woo's gang forces those with fighting skills to fight, using the school gymnasium as a fighting pit. The freckled boy predicts Jijan is the gang's next target, while the shaved-head boy reacts in shock and disbelief about the fighting pit in their school. The distressed freckled boy recounts hearing that some individuals sign up for the fighting to make money. The blue-haired boy stands silently in profile, as an unseen person suggests he could make a lot of money. The shaved-head boy angrily questions the freckled boy's statement, who then attempts to clarify his words by expressing trust in Jijan. The shaved-head boy, seeing Jijan's silence, offers to reject the fighting offers for him. The blue-haired boy maintains a serious expression as he is asked if he dislikes fighting or gaining attention. The shaved-head boy offers to talk to them on behalf of the blue-haired boy, who then asks for confirmation. The shaved-head boy grins, asserting that friends can easily do such favors for each other, while the blue-haired boy stands by. The freckled boy questions the shaved-head boy's claim of friendship with the blue-haired boy, which the shaved-head boy confirms, leading the freckled boy to retort in disbelief. Sunlight streams through large windows, casting distinct shadows across a long school hallway. Students gather in a classroom, some engaged in quiet conversation, while others rest at their desks. Students react with surprise as a blue-haired student and another student with spiky hair stand near a desk, seemingly having just entered the classroom. A student shows a phone to the blue-haired student Jijan, stating he is viral, while other students look on with varied expressions. A phone screen displays a blurry image of a fight, and a student asks if the blue-haired person on screen, presumably Jijan, can at least nod to confirm. A student with short, spiky hair tells the others to not bother the blue-haired student and to address him directly instead. Students observe the blue-haired student and the spiky-haired student from behind, with one student wondering why the loser is clinging to him. A strong visual effect signifies an impact or forceful entry into a room, shaking the frame. A male student with distinctive red and black striped hair enters the classroom, followed by another student. Several students in the classroom react with shock and trepidation upon seeing the new arrival, calling him Kim Jin-woo. Kim Jin-woo stands in the classroom doorway, looking out at the students and asking who the transfer student is. Two male students in the classroom stare wide-eyed and shocked, reacting to Kim Jin-woo's presence and question. Three students, including a male, a female, and a younger boy, look on with expressions of apprehension from their desks. The classroom remains tense with students looking around as the spiky-haired student stands in the aisle and the blue-haired student, Jijan, sits quietly. Kim Jin-woo and his companion stand with intense expressions, suggesting they have identified their target in the classroom. Kim Jin-woo walks purposefully through the classroom aisles, past several stunned students. Kim Jin-woo stands directly behind the blue-haired student, Jijeon, who is seated, while the spiky-haired student leans close to Jijeon. A man with striped hair aggressively questions another male student he holds by the head, demanding to know his identity. The distressed student nervously introduces himself as Jijeon's friend and representative, inviting the other man to talk to him. The man with striped hair intensely glares at the distressed student in a close confrontation as the student looks confused. The distressed student, visibly scared, insists that the other person needs to speak with him first. The man with striped hair violently punches the distressed student, angrily questioning if he is retarded and mocking his representative claim. The distressed student falls to the floor after being hit, while the man with striped hair looks down and disparages him. A hand firmly grips a white-collared shirt, indicating a continued forceful action or struggle. The man with striped hair mockingly calls the terrified student a funny bastard, while holding him by his shirt collar. A pair of legs are shown beneath a desk, with visual effects implying forceful movement or impact. The man with striped hair stands in a classroom, confronting a blue-haired student while other students observe. The man with striped hair intensely questions the blue-haired student, accusing him of injuring New Jaemin's nose. The blue-haired student stares intently, sporting a band-aid on his nose. Hound dog, with a chained dog emblem. Do you know about the gymnasium? The man with striped hair holds up the hound dog card, explaining he came to invite the blue-haired student himself because the initial messenger refused. The man with striped hair extends the hound dog card to the blue-haired student, then asks if he is interested in making money. A male student with small horns looks surprised, asking someone to wait, while another blue-haired student with a bandaged nose stands behind him with a serious expression. Jijeon, the blue-haired student, calmly states that he does not want to fight and will not go. A stern-faced male expresses anger, calling someone a piggy bitch for constantly cutting in. A male student with pink and black hair forcefully kicks another male student, who is falling backward, exclaiming that it is getting on his nerves. The horned student crashes to the ground, losing a shoe and groaning in pain after being kicked. The pink and black-haired student stands over the fallen horned student, questioning his judgment about interfering. The pink and black-haired student shouts at the fallen student to stay in the corner like a loser. The horned student is repeatedly struck while lying on the ground, suffering multiple impacts. Other students in the classroom react with shock and fear to the ongoing assault. A hand firmly grabs onto someone's uniform collar. Jijeon grabs the pink and black-haired student by the collar, who reacts with surprise and anger. A close-up shot focuses on a surprised and angry eye. Jijeon looks on with a determined and serious expression, his face still showing bandages. The pink and black-haired student angrily tells Jijeon to get his hands off him. A student with black and red hair angrily declares his hatred for being touched while standing over another student. A hand forcefully grips a person's clothing tightly. A male student shows a pained and shocked expression, sweating nervously. The male student with black and red hair glares angrily, cursing at someone unseen. A large student yells angrily, demanding someone remove their hands from the blue-haired student. A large student swings his arm aggressively, appearing to punch the blue-haired student. The large student's leg shows an unusual, swollen protrusion, indicating a strange characteristic. A forceful punch lands on a person's face, resulting in immediate blood splatter. A person's head snaps back violently from an impact, spewing blood into the air. The blue-haired student with bandages on his face stares intensely forward. The large student falls to the floor, gasping in pain after being hit. The blue-haired student stands over the fallen large student, uttering a curse. A hand firmly grips a metal desk leg, poised for action. The large student, now on the ground, picks up a chair and furiously threatens the other student. The blue-haired student powerfully kicks the airborne chair towards the large student. A student in a school uniform jumps onto a desk, looking aggressive. A student leaps from a desk toward an unseen target. The student kicks a classmate, while another student looks concerned. The student kicks his classmate in the face. A student is kicked and says, "Kook!" The beaten student exclaims, "You!" with an injured face. The student stands triumphantly atop a desk, looking down at the onlookers. "Wow, the video is real, Jijeon." A student slams a desk and says, "Fuck. Let's see who'll be dead by the end." The student screams while holding a desk overhead. A teacher is surprised by the class chaos and asks, "What is going on?" "You." The teacher tells the student to put down the desk, yelling about fighting. The teacher is upset and asks Jijeon why he is standing up there. The student assures the teacher they're just joking, while another student grins. The representative is asked a question and stands in the middle of the classroom. A man with pink hair poses a question, inquiring about contacting someone through the listener. The man with pink hair departs, telling Jijeon he'll see him again, while a bloodied student glares and others observe. A gray-haired teacher with glasses observes the departing man with pink hair with a suspicious expression. The man with pink hair reassures the gray-haired teacher, encouraging him to teach and not be nervous. Students walk outside the school building, passing a banner from the Youth Disciplinary Committee promoting a bullying-free school. Two male students discuss a recent fight, exclaiming it was like a movie and how Jijeon's opponent couldn't touch him. One student expresses deep regret and frustration over missing the exciting scene. The students wonder why Jijeon is delayed, learning a teacher instructed him to stay behind. Outside the school, two students ponder if Jijeon will face severe punishment. A hand offers a cup, asking if green tea is acceptable. Two students, one with gray hair and one with blue hair, discuss the subtle scent of the green tea, noting it's not something youngsters usually enjoy. The gray-haired teacher, holding a cup, remarks on the unique atmosphere of the suburban, coastal school. The blue-haired student, with bandages on his face, listens as the teacher reveals initial opposition to his transfer. The gray-haired teacher explains to the blue-haired student his concern about the student settling in and not speaking much. The gray-haired teacher smiles, expressing gratitude to the blue-haired student's father for trusting him as a friend. A man with glasses reflects on seeing someone 4 years ago, asking if it was exactly that long. A young man with short blue hair vigorously trains in a gym, repeatedly punching a red punching bag. The blue-haired young man powerfully punches the bag, impressing an observer who remarks on his strength. An older man with glasses greets someone, introducing his friend and instructing them to say hello to Jijeon. The blue-haired young man looks tired and slightly strained, with exclamations of effort. The blue-haired young man performs a deep bow and greets someone. Two men discuss Jijeon's strength, noting how turning a house corner into a gym will help him grow stronger. Two men are seen talking, planning to drink and talk all night, acknowledging their long separation. An older man with glasses tells the blue-haired young man that he used to be bright and full of energy. The older man expresses confusion about the blue-haired young man's changed demeanor and transfer to a lacking school. The blue-haired young man, with bandages, is told by the older man that teachers will understand his situation, but he must resolve student issues himself. The older man with glasses speculates that the blue-haired young man's father intended more than just physical strength training for him. Rain falls as a belief is expressed that silence will one day be overcome. Two students are seen running in the unexpected rain, exclaiming their frustration. The two students believe they are safe from Kim Jinwoo and his goons because Jijeon is not present to be dragged along. A green phone vibrates in a person's pocket, causing ripples on their pants. A boy uses his bag to shield himself from the rain, expressing shock about Ariam, as another person bids him farewell. A boy holds his phone in the rain, viewing a message that inquires if he possesses an umbrella. The boy's face is drenched in rain, showing an expression of intense shock and concern. A finger hovers over a smartphone screen, about to type a reply asking, "Why?" The boy runs in the rain while looking at his phone, asking himself if he needs to go to the stationery store. Legs run rapidly on the wet ground, as the person considers whether someone is waiting with an umbrella. The boy peeks from behind a wall, his eyes wide with surprise at something unseen. A girl with long purple hair stands in the rain, holding an umbrella, her appearance causing a strong exclamation. The girl with the long purple hair stands with an umbrella, apparently waiting for Jijan. The boy's face is contorted in distress, and he asks himself what he should do. The boy questions whether to bring Jijan for Arium, but vehemently refuses, declaring he cannot let them share an umbrella. The boy imagines himself, the girl, and a blue-haired boy sharing her umbrella, stating, "If it's going to be like this." The boy displays an awkward, embarrassed smile on his face. The boy runs frantically, calling out for Jijan and wondering if he is in the counseling room. A girl with long purple hair stands under an umbrella in the rain, carrying a pink backpack, while other pedestrians are also seen in the background. Han Arium, with red eyes, asks Jijan if he also lacks an umbrella. Han Arium observes that someone got rained on again, as Oh Seung-min excitedly recognizes her presence. Han Arium reacts with surprise and questions why someone is there. A close-up shows Jijan's stoic expression, with band-aids on his face. Han Arium looks thoughtfully to the side. Han Arium, under her umbrella, reaches into her pink backpack. A hand firmly grasps a folded umbrella. Han Arium holds an open umbrella and a folded one, while Jijan and Oh Seung-min look at her in surprise. Oh Seung-min reacts with shock, realizing Han Arium wasn't planning to share an umbrella. Internal narration describes an umbrella kindly offered, when a character's heart is truly towards Jijan. Oh Seung-min internally yearns for the girl to look at him, just once. Oh Seung-min's internal monologue reveals his desire for the girl's attention for himself, not for Jijan. Oh Seung-min thanks Han Arium for the umbrella, explaining that he and Jijan needed it to go somewhere. Oh Seung-min enthusiastically tells Han Arium they were heading to a new game center, emphasizing their fun outing as friends with Jijan. A girl with long dark hair and striking red eyes, holding an umbrella, asks someone if they would like to join them. A stout student, with a backpack, frantically runs through the rain, gripping his head in distress. A large person's foot steps forward, while two figures stand at a covered entrance with a 2.0 meters sign in the rain. The stout student looks up with a wide-eyed, distressed expression, his hair disheveled in the rain. A large student with a sinister smile welcomes someone he calls the representative, while a smaller, bandaged-faced student stands next to him. The stout student looks up in panic, from between two large figures' legs, asking what will happen now. The student with the bandaged face furiously confronts someone about being the representative and demands they relay a message to Jijan.